Welcome to the Stoned Heen View, a podcast series which interviews a range of sports club representatives and local sports administration officials during the COVID-19 shutdown period. We find out what these people are doing during the current health crisis with some of our most popular winter sports seasons postponed. Today we are coming from the Ocean Grove Hotel, which has kindly sponsored us for episode 12 of the Stoned Heen View podcast. I'm Mark Heenan, and I'm joined by my co-host, Mark Stone. Welcome, Stoney.
Well, I can imagine that our guest is going to be have a lot of work on his hands. There's so many people and so many kids and parents and volunteers in this different structure type of world. But our next guest, I'm sure, will fill us in all about that.
But we're also here at the Ocean Grove Hotel, and we've been chatting to Andy. And he's the boss of the Ocean Grove Hotel. He's doing a terrific job amid the COVID-19 restrictions and what he's had to go through. So we really appreciate him for coming on and also supporting us as well with the Stoned Heen View. And we've got a little bit of an audience waiting for us as well. But our first guest today, or our guest, has an important role with the development of junior football on the Ballerine. He's been involved in football as a junior and senior player, an official, a volunteer, a parent, a voluntary umpire, a supporter, committee man, and he's been involved in footy for more than 3 decades. He played against the likes of champion players like Scott West and Dustin Fletcher when he was playing school footy at St Joseph's. While studying at University in Ballarat, he played at St Joseph's, where also former AFL Cats player Mark Bairstow was a coach at St Joseph's at the time. Around 5 years ago, he joined the Ocean Grove Cobras Junior Football Club Committee as an under-9s coordinator and later became president in 2017. He's a father of 3 and he oversaw the name change from Ocean Grove Colindina Cobras to Ocean Grove Cobras in 2018. He stepped down as president in 2019. We welcome to the Stoned Heen View podcast at the Ocean Grove Hotel, the Ocean Grove Cobras Vice President and the Director of Sponsorship, Shaun Stow. Welcome aboard.
Should give him a round of applause.
Yeah. Bit of applause in the background. Well, Shaun, you've had a lot on your plate as the Director of Sponsorship, and when we come to think of your role that you've stepped down as the President of the club at the conclusion of the AGM last year, that you went into a Vice President role. But a lot's happened in the off-season, one of which is the lights as well. So just talk about fundamentally your role as Director of Sponsorship, and more importantly, how do you go about trying to get sponsors when your season's shut down and even though it's going to resume at some stage this season, how do you talk to sponsors during that period?
Yeah, it's definitely been a tough gig, Mark. It's been a tougher gig than being president for the last 3 years. Just the uncertainty around the football, but also around the local businesses. They're struggling as a group. They need our support. We just had to understand that that they got other priorities rather than sponsoring a football club. So we in the background we asked them, told them that we were there to help if needed, and we've got I suppose the good thing about the Ocean Grove Cobras is we've got a huge network of families, juniors. We've nearly got 400 juniors and 200 Oz kickers. So we've got a great network to support our local businesses and really reward them in tough times when they year after year support our club to high level. So we'll do the best we can, get there for those that were staying open, share some links on Facebook, get some really some support behind them. For every Friday night we host a live members draw, and that is a prize. We have a prize and give our plug to sponsors.
That's also filmed on the Ocean Grove Cobras Facebook page as well.
Yeah, it is. It's Dennis, our president, hosts that, and it's a great opportunity for us to call out the important sponsors of our club, and we used it to get our members, our parents and kids that unfortunately haven't had too much footy this year, back thinking about football, but also thinking about the sponsors that are supporting us.
Shaun, the area I was talking about it before to Andy about the community of Ocean Grove and the Cobras and the amount of kids you've got playing,
yes.
which means a lot of families, a lot of networks, and you're the sponsorship director and acquisition person, so they would be going through their own pressures at the moment, but they would totally understand that with their kids playing football, back playing, their mental health is a lot better.
Yes.
So we went down there the other night, obviously looking at some training with some kids, and it was great to see young fellas and young girls out there because you've got a girls,
yes.
3 girls teams,
yes.
which is fantastic. And you're looking for more girls,
yeah.
right? So it is great you've got so many families connected to this club, this great club, and this big club. So
yes, that's right, and we've got a record of 19 teams. Hopefully, going to play start July 18 this year. So that is really an unbelievable amount. And that's where, as a club, we need to, I suppose, structure our support network around those teams and our clubs, and to have the kids start training the last couple of weeks has been unbelievable, and not only for the kids but also for the coaches that were planning their season around getting a start in April normally when we play, to have that shut down, and now to have some hope that we'll be playing again has been a real positive.
New families, young families, volunteers, and obviously with COVID and how the structures of football and the sanitisation and things that go on it. So is volunteers something you still need, and you have a lot of family involvement as volunteers at the club?
Yeah, correct. We really encourage volunteers and new people, new blood, particularly from the under 9s level up to under 13s. The more we can get new parents within the club, they can then move up the age groups. So we've got a committee of 15. We target some people to put their hands up in a variety of different roles and to match their skill sets as well. So the volunteers are so important for our club, just as much as sponsors, to get the support networks behind our kids. It's something we really see ourselves as a family club that run best practice for junior footy, and at the moment we're continuing to try to improve and to meet the growth we're getting year on year.
We have had a lot to do with each other in the last couple of years. Have been lucky enough to sort of sponsor the club, but when we talk about some of the facility upgrades and the developments that have gone on with the Ocean Grove Cobras, is particularly in the off season, is the lights, and also seeing the amount of work that you've done with local government, whether that's council, but then also with the feds and the state government about promising money towards an upgraded facility, because realistically you've got so many kids, and one thing that resonated with me was that when you had an announcement about getting funding from some of those tiers of government, is that you mentioned it's the second biggest junior club in the wider region of Geelong, and it's staggering the growth, not just in the community but the growth of junior footy in this region. The lights came in at an interesting time because you got them in, and then you couldn't really turn them on for a while because no junior footy was on. Just talk to me about that process, but also quickly, can you wrap up about the next phase of development with the construction of a new club room facility?
Yeah, well, the lights. A lot of these projects take a lot of time, quite a lot of work, and that was where we had some real key people on our committee work to drive that project. We were lucky to get state government funding via a community Pick My Project, and that relied on our members and also sponsors to shout out why we needed those lights, and it was a voting process, and we were lucky to lobby as hard as we could, and we got the votes required to get these lights fully funded, which was, for a club that's non-profit club, all our subscriptions and sponsorships going to providing junior resources. Having that government grant was fantastic, and to see the kids we've got in the Voice, front page of the Voice this week.
Who's on the front page, Sean? Wouldn't that be your son, would it?
And my son Fraser.
I didn't make it either, Sean. I've been given the boot from the paper, but I noticed that Fraser got in there, and we were lucky enough to go down to some filming, and thanks to the expertise of graphic design skills of Damon Carr and his photography as well, he kindly allowed us to not so much as come down, but he's given us some vision which will be part of this. So, a number of drills that have taken place, kicking drills, team drills and that sort of stuff. So that's been an important part, and thanks for allowing us to be part of that process.
Yeah, our lighting went from two light towers on one side of the ground and a portable light setting that we had purchased at the club to 4 huge lights around evenly across the ground. So all our boys and girls can train with great lighting, and our ice kick on Friday nights is too very important, because the better facilities we have, the better for our kids and development of our players. So our next stage is to also build some social facilities. We're lucky enough to get a federal government grant.
How much is that worth?
It was $580,000. So now that was done. A lot of lobbying was done there. We got politicians, councillors down. They saw the need for us, where our club ranks are in a childcare centre. We can't have any big functions with our membership base. So that's hopefully the next stage of our growth, is to build some facilities, and we're lobbying council now to get another $500,000 to make these facilities great for our kids and to continue the growth.
Because the parking is a real key around there, because it becomes a bottleneck as you come in off Minerva Close, and really you want to use the Bonnie Vale road exit.
Yeah, we've got some great ideas that our committee have come up with, and we'll continue to do our best to lobby, and not only for just our purely footy members, but also the community. There's a huge benefit in this area to have a social facility to be used throughout the week and throughout the year.
Sure, 2-part question. 19 teams. Are you going to be playing 9 football, and what age group are the ones where you're like, I know you've got 19 teams, so you're not short of kids, but I'm sure there's one team that age group you need a bit of influx of extras, but we're playing 9 footy there?
We maybe scheduled for Friday night football there, which will be exciting for us as a community. Ideally, we'd like 2 of our, for example, under 9s we have 6 teams, so it'd be great to have 2 under 9s playing under lights on Fridays with a set of parents that hopefully will be able to get out of their cars down the track when this COVID situation is fixed. So we're going to get a great lot of use out of the lights. In terms of growth, we've capped our under 9s. We've just really continued to grow as a club. So I suppose the opportunity is to continue to drive girls football. This is our first year managing girls football. We're going to manage it just like we have for all other of the boys footy in the past. We really encourage girls and their families to get on board and have as much fun under our structure, that we really are investing a lot in girls football and their development. And we're seeing that the AFLW, the excitement around that, we think we can build just as much excitement around our Ocean Grove girls.
And you love the concept of the teams, because Hannah Birchall, Mark Stone, is a player for the Richmond AFLW, played at Geelong VFLW and AFLW at Geelong, and then went to Richmond, but she grew up in the area. And we've got players like Ace Cordy as well.
Lucy
McAvoy. Yeah, but with the women's sides, that's just to give you an idea of the names of the teams. And there's a Stow team as well, and past presidents. But just the concept of the women's or the girls' footy, you've got the teams named in their honour, and they've participated and come along to some jumper presentations along the way.
Yeah, well, that is, all the teams are named after prominent people within our long history of the Cobras, 18-year history. So we wanted to recognise those people and including the AFL and AFLW draftees, football directors, presidents, and life members. So we want to give back to them what they gave to our football club, and also our sponsors. Each one of our sponsors sponsors a team, Jumper, and that was another opportunity for us to get our sponsors on board, and we thank them very much for being involved in the design of the new jumpers and having their logo there.
Just one thing with the sponsors. I went onto the website and the 2018 sponsors are still up there. Do you know anything about that? You haven't even put the 2019 sponsors, and we're 2 seasons ahead.
Seeing whether you're on the ball, Mark.
Well,
Mark's a great sponsor of our as well.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to the restart. Go ahead, Mark.
So one last one from me, Shaun. You're a sponsoring person, but how many roles do you fill on during the week? So you'd obviously fill more than sponsorship.
Yeah, well, having boys, my two oldest twins still involved. There's a lot taking them to training. Dennis Haley's president first year. Any way I can, I'd be a support to him as well as the football director, Cam McGregor. The networks you build from being involved in the club is fantastic. So whenever you're down the street, you're always bumping into a parent or another committee member talking football. So for me, I encourage anyone that wants to be involved in a junior club to get involved, and particularly at the Cobras if you're in Ocean Grove. It's a great way for your kids to develop, but also for you to meet people in the community and actually do a service.
On a little bit of a lighter note, I've actually done some digging, and I understand that the week before the lights came on, that Shaun Stow ended up going down to the Colandino Reserve to do a bit of a test run, and someone from the club rang Shaun Stow as a pretend counsellor. Can you actually shed any light on that, Shaun?
Yeah, it was Mr. Peter Singh. Got a call from council, and there was a few dads and our kids that were looking for a kick of the footy, and it was getting a bit late at night, and I thought, well, we haven't had the lights going for quite a while. We better test them before training starts officially the next week. So I did get caught out there when Mr. Peter Singh, Cam McGregor, our football director, saw the lights from his big house on the hill, and yeah, he got me a beauty because I thought that was
real counsel.
It was a real counsel.
And what did I say in our last promo? That Cam McGregor's a bit of a pest, but he's got a lovely wife that works here, so she does all the good jobs. But we want to thank you for coming on the Stoned Heen View. We really appreciate your time. This Stoned Heen View podcast is proudly brought to you by the Ocean Grove Hotel. Without their support, we wouldn't be here. So thanks for joining us here at the wonderful Ocean Grove Hotel, and the staff doing a great job getting this place back reopened.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the time, Marks, and again, thanks Ocean Grove Hotel. Thanks to all the sponsors of the Cobras, and now we'll give you an update in the next couple of weeks, and hopefully July 18, all our Cobra kids will be out there having fun playing footy on the weekend.
Absolutely, it's countdown to junior footy and junior sport, with particularly local footy with the girls junior footy and the boys footy with a lot of teams. Yes, Mark Stone.
I'm going to say I might have to come down and have a look at the because I think it's great that the kids and the community get a chance to play, because a lot of senior competitions aren't playing. So it's great for them to get out and have a bit of a kick around and have some fun with their mates.
Yeah, correct.
And you can get a coffee while you're down there. They have the coffee van as well.
Yeah, so Ben Craven, our sponsor as well. We'll have hot coffee for you on those cold winter mornings.
After a run. There you go. And they'll look after you, Mark Stone. So thanks for joining us, Shaun Stow, on the program. You can get in contact if you have a guest in mind from a particular sport or someone that's got a different role. You can check us out on the Stoned Heen View Facebook, type in the Stoned Heen View, and also on Instagram. You can check us out on the Stoned Heen View there. The podcast is also available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and also Podbean. And the Stoned Heen View has the YouTube channel, Stoney.
Yeah, all the interviews are going on YouTube, so you go to tell your friend Shaun about on YouTube. So
and this video will too. And we've got the great banner we've got our brands up there, but we're coming out to Driftwood in 2 weeks. It's another great Ocean Grove establishment in conjunction with the Ocean Grove Football Netball Club, and Pierview Lolly Shop on July 23 with the conjunction with the Port Arthur Football Netball Club. So thanks for joining us, Stoney. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
And bye for now at the Stoned Heen View, and we'll talk to you soon.